Hello Soul Family, welcome to Alchemy Mystic Healing Messages. Today is Expansive Thinking Thursday, where we obtain messages from our higher selves. This is going to be a collective message, so it will not be for any specific zodiac sign. This is also a timeless reading, so whenever this message finds you is when you are meant to receive it. Please utilize your discernment and only take messages that resonate with you. If you are in need of any additional assistance or support on your spiritual healing and or self-improvement journeys, I am also available for distant Reiki Therapy services. If you would like to learn more about Reiki Therapy, how it may benefit you, and details on the services I provide, all of that information can be found on the channel's community tab. If you stick around to the end of the message, I will let you know how you can save 30% on my Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute distant Reiki therapy session. Alright, you guys, let's see what kind of healing messages the universe has for us today. We have the Ace of Swords, but we have the Ace of Pentacles, Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. We have the Three of Swords, Libra energy. Let's get a couple more cards out here. In the meantime, I will go ahead and read the Ace of Pentacles message. It says, looking for a job or a promotion? Here is the beginning of monetary success and good health, happy family and friends. It's a good time to send out your resume or ask for the promotion. Job offers, more money, and volunteer opportunities abound. Plant the seeds for your money harvest. All right, Ashe. With the Three of Swords, we have heartbreak is hard enough. Holding on to those emotions makes it worse. Let this card remind you to write out your feelings, then let them go with love. You are in charge of your own happiness. No time like now to clear your heart of unwanted visitors. We have the Lovers, Gemini energy. It says, look for the common ground. Sometimes, give me just a second. Alright. Sometimes it's hard to find balance between what is best for you, best for your partner, and best for the relationship. Focus on the good rather than the bad. Your guides are with you. Listen to that higher self to make the best choices. The Five of Cups has come out, which is Scorpio energy. It says it doesn't matter who spilled the cups. If you get caught up in the details and the drama of why, you will miss the two full cups so close by. Try to get a perspective on the situation. Not every disappointment is a disaster. And last, we have the Hermit. Never hesitate to take time for yourself. A call for a needed retreat must be answered. Explore your physical world. If you can't wander into a deep green wildwood, look for a park or even out your window. Take time to engage with your inner self. Put everything else on pause so you can recharge. Alright, so we have a bunch of cards trying to pop out. I'm not sure if I'm going to take all of them, but we shall see. So, I'm getting that you guys have a new opportunity coming up. Something that is aligned with you, speaking to this Two of Cups within this Five of Cups energy. However, it may be difficult for you to see this blessing coming in because you may have had some sort of heartache from your past that you are still dealing with, going through, grieving from, bitter about, something along those lines. It's still within your energy. It's still vibrating within your energy is more like what it is, right? And so there's a need to release it. And I feel like the Lovers is saying, it's not saying to find common ground with this individual in terms of reconnecting with them or building back the close relationship that you once had. However, I think it is saying that this is an opportunity for you to reconcile what transpired, right? So if I can look at a situation and say, all right, I can understand why they may have approached this situation in this way, why they may have done this what they were hoping to achieve from it, what they were hoping to gain from it, right? And be as objective as possible. The Lovers is Gemini energy. It is Swords energy. And so I feel like there's a need to be very objective and even a bit detached in navigating how you feel about the situation, right? Because there's something about the fact that you keep looking back that is keeping you in this state of pain. It's keeping you in this state of having your vibration lowered by the pain that you are continuously putting yourself in. And I will say, if I am creating content that is causing you to continuously feel triggered by what is going on and you are consuming it, then I would say to detach from it. If you are consuming any other content that makes you feel this way, I would say to detach from it. I have an example. I have a family member who has a very dark idea about relationships, and they have a hard time trusting, and I don't know what they have been through personally. I just know how it shows up in their energy, right? And so there's been a number of times where they've communicated that they are watching the show Snapped, right? And in the context of Snapped, it speaks a lot about or depicts a lot of stories concerning people betraying other people, people doing things underhanded. A lot of times they have to do with marriages, someone taking someone else out of the marriage, trying to steal their money, somebody going through 3 husbands just for the insurance money, right? But being very unscrupulous about how they achieve a certain level of personal satisfaction, happiness, or wealth within their own lives and at the cost of someone else's health, wealth, and sometimes life, right? So there was a time where I had to be like, hey, it may not be healthy. If you would ever like to have another close relationship in life again, you may want to disconnect from this type of content, because all it's doing is keeping you in that space, right? Even those snap stories, or even though those snap stories are not necessarily what they have been through, it continuously encourages them to keep their guard up. And it is going to be hard to align with your abundance with your guard up, because all of our abundance, even though it's within us, sometimes it requires us to connect with others in order to build something with them. And with that, we need trust. We need, once again, an open heart, and not, keeping the swords in, right? Like every time we stop feeling the swords, we start twisting the swords in our own heart to be like, there's the pain. There it is. I knew it was there somewhere, right? We have to be able to pull them out, suture ourselves up, and move forward. And yes, the scars will be there, and they would help us to be discerning moving forward. They would help us to have clarity. It would help us to have a keen instinct on who is for us and who is not. It would help us to have a keen instinct on what is a red flag and what is not. But it is not a place that we have to stay. And so the Hermit may be saying it may be time to spend time alone, right? To go on some level of a retreat. I don't think it's just, alone in the darkness, but it may even be time for a vacation. I don't usually get that with the Hermit, but it may be time to get away from the things that are part of your everyday reality, that may remind you of this person, that may remind you of this circumstance, that may trigger how you feel and what you've been through. Now is the time to detach from those things, is what I'm getting. And a vacation may help to give you a different perspective on life as a whole, to give you a new sense of inspiration, is what I'm getting. So the first ancestor message that we have is harmonic flight. This powerful image represents, okay, let's get the image. Let's see. All right. I don't know if this is the first time we've had this card. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Because because I feel like I've been asked to show the image before. This powerful image represents the divine we see when we look deeply into the eyes of another, and our armor drops. There we go. When we meet another being present in the moment with no stories, judgments, or insecurities. When we harmonize our energies with another, we can soar to the sky. We guide each other higher and higher by encouraging all that has been weighing us down to drop away. The bonds you share give you the power to transmute fear. Put time and awareness into resolving karmic connections, or they will continue to play out. There may also be a life-changing connection on the horizon. Ashe, right? So going back to what I was just saying, there is an opportunity connected to a person, right? It's a divine connection with this lover's being here. But in order for you to be able to move forward and take full advantage of this opportunity coming from the hand of the divine, it's going to be important that you go ahead and release what has happened before. And my first suggestion in how to release it is, well, my first two suggestions is with this Hermit card: get away from the things that remind you of this person. And if you live in the neighborhood or go to the same places that you guys used to go to, it may be time to leave out that neighborhood. It may be time to stop going to those locations and to find new locations, even if they were yours first, right? Even if you introduced them to that person, this might be a good time to say, all right, the next person I meet, I won't take them to my places, right? That's my deli that I go to every day and get my bagel, right? Like, y'all could maybe tell where I'm from based upon that example, but right, like, no, don't do that again unless y'all are fully committed. And even then, don't take them, make it yours. Keep something for yourself. You don't have to keep everything for yourself, but keep some things for yourself that you cherish deeply. Nonetheless, you may have to remove yourself from those spaces, but it is also time to open up your heart. And like I said, take some time away to maybe get a different perspective, get a different energy. Go to, I know this hermit is on the top of a mountain and it doesn't look bright or sunny, but like go to a tropical island for 2 days, or go on a cruise, go somewhere where there's entertainment for you, where you don't have to do much to entertain yourself, or be with a group of people in order to enjoy yourself, right? Where the entertainment comes to you and the enjoyment comes to you, or you can be surrounded by it, is what I'm getting. Right? Even though this hermit is alone, I don't feel like there's a necessity to necessarily be by yourself. It's about you being away from the things that are no longer serving you. All right, let's see the other message. We have Soul Star Chakra, merging with the divine. So we have 7 main chakras, starting from our root through our crown. There are other chakras, there are other minor chakras on our body. There are also chakras outside of our body. And the Soul Star Chakra is actually the chakra right above our crown chakra. Alright, so this says, this image these images, what? Y'all gotta tell me this ahead of time. Alright, so this is the image. Maybe this is the one that I had before, because I feel like harmonic is the first time I'm reading it. Nonetheless, it says, this image captures the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscopic wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected. They uphold the lessons we carry as messages of transformation. Their synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything, and collective evolution is part of a grander story. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking and glimpse the greater dream. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously right now across multiple dimensions. Alright, so to simplify this all the way down, because this is very high level, right? Personally, that's my opinion. You may think differently. I'm feeling like we have to remember that what we are going through in the 3D isn't just happening for us to be in pain or for us to be suffering. These things transpire to encourage us to disengage from the things that no longer serve us, to create space for the things that do serve us. It is also about learning lessons. It is about gaining skills, gaining perspective, improving our discernment, right? Everything is a process of refining who we are. And so if we get stuck in the experience, then we don't get the fruits of the experience, right? Some of it is going to be sweet, some of it is going to be sour, but if we focus on the sweetness, if we focus on the growth, if we focus on how to make lemonade out of the situation, then we can fully embrace the purpose that it was supposed to serve to begin with. All right, let's go ahead and pull a couple tarot cards to see how it's going to tie into this message. All right, so we have Justice, Libra energy. We have the Four of Cups, Cancer energy. Both of those are cardinal signs. Signs that take initiative, that are the starters of new things. Let's see if we can get one more out here. Yeah, so justice is coming in, but you have to be ready for it. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Yeah. There is a situation, a commitment even, that is coming in, that is a divine connection. You may be the Queen of Pentacles, the other person may be the Queen of Pentacles. Whichever one of you is relatively resourceful is going to more so be the Queen of Pentacles. The one who is more has more financial acumen is going to be the King of Pentacles, granted that that is who you're partnering with. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged One, Pisces energy. There is something that you need to get perspective on. Going back to what I just said, what needs perspective is the fact that this uncomfortable and unpleasant circumstance that you were in was only there or only transpired to enlighten you. To enlighten you about how dissatisfied or how dissatisfying your relationship and or connection that you had prior was to you and for you. Right? Sometimes when we won't let go of something, the divine has to step in and have the person that we are with or the circumstance that we are in hurt us in order to get us to let go. Right? I don't know who this is going to resonate with, and I don't know if this is the best example, but let's say you have a small child and the small child is holding on to something that they should not be holding on to, right? Maybe, and I don't know why I'm getting like a pet, like they're gripping onto a pet in a manner that isn't safe for them or the pet, right? It is hurting the pet, and it is also positioning them to be hurt if the pet chooses to react in a negative manner, right? And so you're trying to get their hand off, and you can't get their hand off, and so you slap their hand for them to release the pet. That is what I'm getting, right? The slap is the three of, not slap them on the face, slap them on the hand, on the wrist, whatever, right? Nothing too crazy. That is the Three of Swords energy, right? Like I told you, I've sent the signs, I sent the synchronicities, you know they cheating, you still there, you know they don't do their part, you're still there, right? Like the list goes on and on and on and on and on, and it's like, all right, so now they got a whole outside baby, right? And you're like, oh my God, my heart is broken, how could they do this? And it's like, what do you mean, how can they do this? They've been shown you who they were and what they were about, so why all of a sudden are you surprised? I did this so that you can leave, because this is what it took for you to leave. This is what it took for you to take the steps away from the the situation, right? It had to not only be obvious to you that they were a bad person, but maybe in this circumstance it was necessary for everyone to see that they were maybe not a bad person, but the wrong person for you. They might be right for somebody, but they weren't the right person for you. And so whatever transpired was your justice. It is also where your Ace of Pentacles is coming in. So they may not have been on the right side of the divine, because if they are coming in after you were forced to detach from them, if your abundance is coming in, or your opportunity for abundance is coming in after you were forced to disengage from them, that means that they were not connected to that abundance, and it was not for the two of you, and that you would be limited in the karma that they are creating in life by remaining attached to them, and in that being disconnected from your own abundance. Does that make sense, right? Because God is not going to bless you in a circumstance where he cannot bless the other person because they are not deserving. And I think that is something that needs to be understood and recognized. You were being saved from a situation. The pain was just the catalyst to get you out of there. And so there needs to be a shift in the perspective. The hermit could even be just reflecting on everything that transpired and coming to this internal recognition that, you know what, I never really was happy, or I haven't been happy for the past 5 years or the past 10 years, right? Having that recognition and seeing that you are now truly free to be who you want to be, to do what you want to do, to reach the top of the mountain that was meant for you to reach the top of. But nonetheless, whatever is coming in is going to be justice. There's going to be a solid commitment. It's going to be blessed by the divine. It is going to be a divine union. The abundance will be there. The love, the abundance in love, in finances, in togetherness, in connectedness, in the emotional capacity of it. It's all going to be there. But you couldn't receive it while in this other situation. So it is important that you release that other person in love, because you disconnecting from them is going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. All right, you guys, that is what I have for you today. If you resonate with this message, were able to obtain any clarity, or found it to be helpful in any other manner, please like, share, and subscribe, and feel free to share your story in the comment section. Just saw 2222. These expressions of gratitude are not only free for you, but they also allow me to develop a deeper connection to your energy. With this deeper connection, I am able to pull messages that are more aligned with your specific situation. I want to thank you guys for being here, and as promised, I have a quick message letting you know how you can save 30% on my Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute distant Reiki therapy session. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.
If you look in the description box below, the very last link is labeled 30% discount link. When you select it, it will take you to the Alchemy Mystic shop, where you can purchase my distant Reiki therapy services. The Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute session will assist you with grounding and protecting your energy. More specifically, it will help to clear energetic residue associated with past traumatic experiences, allowing you to feel less triggered and positioning you to move forward in a more calm, balanced, and empowered state. This service is performed remotely at the date and time that you schedule your appointment. The service can be performed while you are conducting your everyday activities, with the exception of operating a vehicle or any heavy machinery. I look forward to serving you soon.